Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Corey Pratt,
I'm Chris Ruck.
and this is Craving Cars Live.
There you go.
The show that's basically our 1 hour laugh fest around car talk, industry news, and much, much more.
Much more.
Much more.
How you doing?
Do we have to
today?
keep doing the much more?
No.
Okay,
We're good.
We don't need to create our own
good.
echo.
Yep.
Echo.
Nope,
So
we're
we're
good.
all good to keep talking?
Yep.
All right, that works.
I don't know what your phone's doing, but
I don't
okay.
know, but we're going to shut that
There you go.
right off.
There you go.
No, seriously, welcome to Craving Cars Live this week, episode, whatever number you want to put on there. I'm excited for this week because we have a guest in the house. We'll introduce that gentleman here soon. But first, what do we got to do
sponsors.
now? Yeah, we are proudly sponsored by a small handful of people.
Jason, we are warriors.
We are Warriors Apparel, very awesome. He has been a good dude. Actually, he just is a good dude. Not has been. He always kind of has been.
You know what? He's busy. I mean, he's traveling around the whole country.
Oh yeah, he's got some good stuff going
Yeah.
on. And check,
New apparel.
check him out. We are Warriors. We've got lots of stuff that we've posted
We do.
with this stuff as well.
Kids and Cars, my good friends. So that's our partners.
I think you're gonna do some stuff with them this weekend, aren't you?
Yep, we are.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. Richline Motorsports. Thank you so much, Richline
Yep.
Motorsports, for helping to make this show
Possible.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, sponsorship is great, honestly. Big shout out to Mod Squad for sure. Tim with timely delivery. So,
Thank you, Tim.
yeah. I mean, it's awesome.
You guys know him. You probably don't realize you know who he is, but you know him.
You know,
I'm
him.
just gonna say that right now.
You know, he won a lot of awards over the last 2 weeks doing shows outside of Kansas City. He won a ton of awards.
Nice.
big props to him.
well deserved those awards are, I'm sure.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, one thing that's really cool about live is that we're live.
Is that we're live?
Yeah. The one thing that's not so cool about going live is that my
That we're
headphones are
live.
way too loud. You got to turn them down.
Is that what it is?
Just a
Sorry.
little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. That's much better. Oh, the ringing hopefully will stop
There you
after
go.
a while.
There you go.
No, I'm kidding. But actually, you're right. Was we go live, we gotta we're live. This is about as raw as it gets right here.
Yeah. We don't do the pre-recorded stuff.
What's that?
Don't know.
Okay, maybe we do some occasional edited videos once in a while.
Maybe. Yeah.
Just not during
Yeah.
this show.
That's sure.
And we've never done it during this show.
But you know what we haven't done during our show is bringing on our guest early because there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yep.
But even before we get to him, once again, once again thanks to the sponsors. We're always looking for more sponsorship to really help get this show on the road, or keep it rolling, keep it moving, whatever it is. So where can people, if they're interested in sponsorship for Craving Cars, and we have a good deal going to win?
Right now, it goes till the end of the year.
Okay.
So right now, get in right now, cravingcarslive.com.
CravingCarsLive.com. And we have links on there. That's our main website page that takes people to the sponsorship page.
That's right.
Correct?
Yep.
Excellent. That's awesome. And then, of course, thank you very much to our most supportive
I don't know.
people,
Where are you going with this?
our spouses.
Well, of course.
We have to throw them in there
Of
because they
course.
truly are our most credible, accounted
true.
people that
Yeah.
put up with us to do this silly live show.
To do this. Yeah.
It's
And
nice.
our guest, I guarantee you, he'll have the same thing.
You know what? We're thinking his spouse right now as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
All right. You want to raise it up?
I think let's do this. Let's introduce our
right.
guest for this evening. If
That's
you
right.
haven't already
Let's raise
realized
the
by
glasses.
the thumbnail,
Open up all the windows. We're going straight to the power and light.
I don't have a glass. It's a
With
cup.
everybody.
It's like a mug.
Well,
But we want to thank.
Ice water.
Anyways, okay. We thank
There you
everybody.
go.
We want to welcome. I'm sorry. We want to welcome our guest. He has been around the Kansas City car community for, and in the presence of the car community for over 4 years.
That's right. Come on over here, Will.
Our local YouTube content creator, Will's Wheels.
That's right.
Welcome,
everybody.
everybody.
We gave him tools to do today. So He had a job to do.
He did have a job to do, and
There you go.
and he had to open the studio up because we're not just welcoming you.
Well, how you doing?
The entire Kansas City is welcoming you to the show today, apparently, because you opened it up. There it is. Everybody, they're all watching. Don't look. Don't look. They're all watching. Welcome to the show, Will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's about time we had you on.
Yeah. It's been a
watching-
while.
We've been doing this show for years.
Well, at
It's
least
been a few months.
2 weeks.
Been watching since the first episode.
This is
There
our
you go.
s- this is-
Well,
this-
thank you.
This is only our second show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Will. He's been actually a fabulous supporter to Craving Cars. I hope he feels the same, that Craving Cars has been that much of a supporter to him. I hope.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yay.
Yay.
I supported somebody. I feel happy.
It's about sharing the car community.
It is. And that even goes back to, I remember when, we both started well before COVID hit.
Okay.
And I remember at times we were in a little group. Well, we still are technically. We just haven't done much with the group lately, but we have that Midwest,
Central team.
Central's Midwest YouTubers car or automotive group or whatever. It's a long name. Grant came up with it. Grant's your fault. I don't know if you're listening to this or not. Anyways, and I remember at one time we were at one of those little get-togethers, and you were just like, "Oh, you're going to these other shows," and I tell you what, I won't do those. I will go somewhere else. I'm like, why? We're all the same family. I don't care if it's a separate channel. It's, like I explained to you. I remember one time I was like, well, you watch car channels, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, you just watch one then, right? You're like, no. I'm like, exactly. Get them all out there. Let's all do it. So no, it's been awesome. I hope we've been our supporters to bounce off of everybody. Everybody when I go out knows that. Oh yeah, I know Will. Yeah, I see Will all the time. Oh, I see my car on the show. I'm like, yep, that's what he does.
Yeah.
He makes sure your car makes it, that sucker.
I try.
I do, and I'm terrible at it. I usually get about 5 cars in there.
Not like your videos though.
It's like a 500 car show. I get like 3 of them in there.
Well, wait. So that's a good topic because you guys were bouncing off each other at the beginning of your.
I don't know if I
World.
walked around and was talking, and if Will happened to be there, I'm like, I'm putting this sucker on the spot every single time. I'm like, come on, Will, you're in the video now. Let's
And
go.
what'd you say? You said Will was pretty timid. No, he didn't want to step on anybody's feet.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Like you saw it, like maybe if it was a kind of like as if it was like a top competition. It's like, well, if you got the territory, I don't want to interview with your.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
why?
wanna,
Why explain that? Why
Well,
is
I
that?
remember I went to a KC Showdown show, and it was in downtown North Kansas City, and they announced Craving Cars was there, and I was there filming too. It was the first year I'd started. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything. So when I had the opportunity to finally meet Corey, it's like, Corey, if you already embedded in with these specific car shows, I'll leave them alone. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And he's like, no, not at all. He said, the more the merrier. The more exposure we can get the car community, the better everything is. And I really respected that.
And because I know from watching your stuff even before and seeing that what you've done, because I saw you, because I remember you started doing all those little cards. So you would throw them in the cars and all that stuff. You still do that?
The cards, yes.
Okay.
Every car I film gets a card, and it serves a few reasons. One, it allows me to advertise the channel because I want people to come see the channel.
Yep.
Excuse me. But 2, it serves as a marker because I don't get to see the car show while I'm at the car show. I'm walking around with a little DJI action. I'm looking at a 1-inch screen. So if I kind of get lost, I can go back and say, did I get this card? Did I not? And I can look in, see on the seat, there's a card there. It's like, yes, I got it. So I'm good.
Right. Yeah, that works. But I remember, knowing your channel from those cards, and I remember the first time even meeting you, so I knew your channel before even meeting you as well, and I was just like, oh, you're Will. Oh, okay, cool. And it was just like, awesome. We got someone else out here spreading the love. I mean, that's just basically what it boiled down to. It's just kind of like, I've never seen any of this, and I actually had someone that's local, and I won't really say who it is, but it was just like that thought that if he collabed with me, then he's like hurting himself because I was the competition. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, we're all getting out there. We didn't get hired to be out there. We're just we're going out there doing what we do.
Exactly right.
And I was like, what do you mean? Why is that competition? I go, besides most of your content, has anything to do with most of my content? except for the fact that it's automotive related. And yeah, I didn't understand that statement, but yeah.
I didn't either. And our styles are so much different as well. There's another YouTuber that goes around, Dave Noble. He's got a GoPro on a big elevated stick, and he gets like from the top down. But so he's at car shows too, but there again, it's all 3 different types of content. They're not all the same.
That's true. Yeah, you can watch, 3 different videos of the same show and get 3 different videos.
3 different
that
angles.
Seem like a different show.
You
almost.
really could.
Yeah. And I don't, I try my best to get all the shows, or all the cars in the shows, I mean. And
It's a lot.
It's
I guess
hard.
my,
Oh my God,
my
I
style,
mean,
my
you've
style of
seen
doing it,
Yeah.
and I usually try to make it within a certain time limit.
Mm-hmm.
And the bigger the show, the harder it is to get the cars in there.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
just straight up. I mean, look how long I don't think I've ever put a video out as long as they did World of Wheels
Yeah.
this year.
That's long.
I've never did a video that long in my
Yeah.
life, and I had a hard time shortening that down because normally it'd be half that size, like
Yeah.
half the length of that show or that video.
Yeah.
But I just had a hard time doing it because that was the largest World of Wheels show ever in
Thank
Kansas City, and I just like I don't want to leave that
you
out.
gotta
I didn't-
cover it
And I
all.
know even with that 50-something minute video, it still did not get all the cars in there. It just didn't. And
Yeah.
if it happened too, then some of them are really in there super brief. But you got to do what you got to do.
And you were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many? So you put out. So a lot of times a big show like that, you have multiple videos.
I believe to include the move-in day, I think there were 6 videos.
Yeah.
How long were each of those videos?
The move-in day was not counted, but
Yeah.
the 5 were 20 at least
20 minutes?
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing.
So that's even longer than my one video.
Yeah, I
So-
started doing like an hour show, and I had somebody stop me. He's like, "Well, we don't have time to watch an hour video of a
Yep.
car show." I'm like,
Yep.
"Well, how long do you have?" He said, 20 minutes.
And we get into that. We do the same thing. I mean, we film so much content. You can put it all in, but
Yep.
who wants to watch it for 30 minutes, 20 minutes?
I want to watch it.
Yeah.
I
I mean, we will, because, I mean, that's our world, right?
Yeah.
That's our mindset. But traditionally,
It makes it a lot harder to get the. So in the
the
YouTube,
audience doesn't want to see 20-minute videos.
Yeah, in the YouTube world of trying to keep track of like our videos, and anybody who's doesn't have a YouTube channel probably
Yeah.
doesn't understand this, but there's that retention value,
Yeah.
and YouTube literally tracks how long each person that you get a view from is actually watching the
Yeah.
video. Let's say you have a 10-minute video, are they only watching, 2 minutes of that 10 minutes? Is that
Right.
the average?
Right.
Well, now your retention it's really not very high. 'Cause
Yeah.
only 2 minutes out of your. So, I think what I think it's funny is I don't really know how valuable that retention thing is to like advertisements or monetization kind of thing, but I feel like it doesn't seem to matter what my video length is. The retention percentage is usually pretty much around the same.
Well, why don't we get into that? Is it worth doing YouTube to be a monetary thing, or is it
It's
not? Or is it just a passion that we all have to create content?
It's got to okay in our genre. It's got to start as a passion.
yeah.
There's no other because if you think you're going to start it by getting the monetization
Yeah.
and getting up there are some really good channels out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ones that absolutely just put Craving Cars to shame on their
Hands down.
quality
Agree.
of what they
Agreed.
do.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they've been doing it 10 years longer than Craving Cars. And so they got into it when the genre was probably being created with YouTube.
Yep.
Because YouTube really isn't all that old. Not necessarily all that old. I don't even think it's 20 years old.
No.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like 2009 maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And there's people that got in right from the beginning, but then again, they got to the point where now that's the one I got thrown out the most.
Yeah.
Now, but then they have the backing to get a production, so now they have a bigger production crew and team and all that. And like with Will, you're a one-man band.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a one-man band for years until this gentleman across from me kind of hopped in, and so now we partner up with our Craving Cars Live. That makes it easier when you have just that one more person.
Yeah.
Because I know how hard it was by myself for years. It's not that easy.
It's not.
It's a lot of work. So usually the bigger channels do have a lot more people involved in it.
Yeah.
But they've been doing it so much longer. They got
Yeah.
some great production behind it. I can't fault them for that. But this is one of those things that I guarantee they didn't start it thinking they were going to make money either. They got into it because it was the passion, and it formed that
That's
because
right.
they got into the early
Yeah.
years. If you get into it now, I don't necessarily think YouTube's a saturated market because I still think it's the #1 streamed service, or not service, but #1 streamed platform.
It's the #2 search engine too.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, if you check out, if you even type in on Google,
I'm assuming
Will's
Google's
Wills,
#1.
you show
#1.
up. Craving Cars, you show up. So,
Yeah. I hope I show up.
well, you should.
But the money aspect of it is interesting because I think a lot of people out there are under the perception once you get to that 1,000 subscribers, they've even lowered that now. Now it's 5,000.
Yeah.
It was 1,000 and
Yep.
4,000 hours of watch
Yep.
content. Now they've lowered it to 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch content.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, yeah.
I fought so hard to get that 1,000 subscribers.
It, you know,
Well,
when
they bumped you
I
out.
really did.
There you go.
That was the roughest part.
I
There you
was
go.
so naive when I started my channel. I thought it'll take me a year to get there and I'll be fine. A year and a half later, I got the 1,000 subscribers, but I was really fighting that 4,000 hours of watch content because I had all those, thanks to like people like Kerry LeGrone with the quarantine cruises and things.
Yeah.
I had a lot of watch time built up, but then you have to have it in 12 months. So then all that time started
Yes.
falling off. So you
Yeah.
feel like you're in quicksand trying to get to that 4,000 hour thing.
Yeah. And if you
crazy.
guys don't understand what we're talking about as far as that part goes, is Will apparently, hold on, not that I'm trying to say anything. You've been told out that you got low audio, so I think you just need to speak a little bit closer to the mic.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Can you hear me now?
Did you hear how loud that is now?
Right?
Is that better?
Oh, well, that's all right.
All right, no.
That's all right. We heard you. There you go.
But yeah, getting those just people to watch, the watch time, watch hours. If you guys don't understand what I mean,
You know
so
what? But to be honest,
you-
I'm gonna break it down this way.
You
Do we
actually
really
are.
have the YouTube channels? Are we really putting out content to monetize it, or are we trying to do it to promote the community?
well,
I can speak on my behalf. I
Yeah,
started my
okay.
channel for a multitude of reasons. One, because I was in the car show thing. I had a Laguna Seca Boss 302. I put a twin turbocharger. I put twin turbos on, 720 horsepower, 600 wheels. I also had a Shelby GT that we took down to Dallas and had an authorized Shelby supercharger upgrade done on it. So I had done that. So when I sold both of those cars, I'm looking around and thinking, well, nobody's out there filming car shows. I'll go do that, right? So I did that because there's a lot of people that can't get to car shows. They're wheelchair bound, or they're handicapped, or they're in a nursing home or something like that. So it helps them out. And yeah, what's some of the other reasons? I did start it thinking that I could make some supplemental income. I won't
Yeah.
lie about that.
Yep.
But I never expected to get to 1 million viewers. But I hope that someday that the monetization would support the channel, so that if I wanted to go to Denver or go to
Yep.
Dallas, it would cover a road trip kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, the #1 thing, though, was the passion about cars. Because if you want to start a YouTube channel, you better be passionate about it, because it is hard work. It's hard work. And people expect me to get the videos out the same day now.
Right.
And so I literally
yeah.
walk in the house, go straight downstairs, and start editing. My wife doesn't even see me on the weekends except for,
Right.
except for
The
driving
wives
around in a
love
golf
that
cart,
shit.
I had to find a little bit of a happy medium in there because
Yeah.
before COVID, I mean, if there was, 2018 was the first year for Craving Cars to hit it like throughout the car season. Because before that, I was, it was created before that, but it was like a show here, a show there. It was very like a couple months would go by, or 6 months might even go by. But I was just learning I'm doing stuff, and then 18, I'm like, well, I think I can edit now. Something basic. Let's just get out there, and then it's like I put a ton of videos out, and then I think in 19, I even beat it and did probably like 60 videos or something just during the car season time. Which, if you guys think that's not 60 in a year, that's
Right.
from like March to October, and that's a lot because there's 52 weeks in a year. I mean, I'm putting out more than one video every week, and I'm sitting down trying to edit, and I'm thinking, well, whatever I do, I gotta try to make sure it's out before the next weekend, before the next show goes out, and so on and so forth. And I don't know that I existed to my wife back in 2019 at all, because I was so caught up in that then. And I try to, there's a happy medium there somewhere. Not sure where that's at, but it's in there somewhere, where I try to give time for everything, but that gives a little less time to Craving Cars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of part of what it is.
But I got to tell you right now, everybody's lining up right now. Outside, they're just they're getting ready to sign autographs. They heard Will's here, so
yeah, they are.
we'll get them here real quick.
That line is probably
that's
it would only be normally there's only like 2 or 3 people back from the radar from the
right
metal
behind
detectors.
Will. Look down the street. You'll see them.
So
They're getting lined up, right?
yeah, I'd say there's a lot more people because of you, Will.
That's
I think
right.
That's what it is.
That's
Hey,
probably it.
Can we do some shout outs to the chat here?
We can.
Do you see a different chat on your end, or is it all YouTube today?
It should be on YouTube.
Okay. All right. That's all I'm looking at.
Honestly.
So, do
So
some
if you go
shout
to
outs.
our website, it should take you to the YouTube channel.
Perfect. And that's what we got going right now. We've got 3,000 people on.
Have you seen the line? I mean, look at the line. I mean, they're already there.
Daisy Bernard, hello. Stephen Miller, hello. Dave Doan, thank you so much for being here. Vampire Bear. Actually, it sounds like you're getting hammered with heavy storms. Okay.
Not yet.
I'm glad I finished
Thank
that
God.
sentence because I read that we're getting hammered.
Yeah, different.
The next line
Little
with
different.
heavy storms. Okay.
There you go.
But you did make it very, very. Hi, Will. Everybody, a lot of people saying hi to Will. This person,
Hi.
that person. You know that person.
That's
this
right.
person. You know them. Michael Anderson, hello. Casey, hello. Rat Rod, Kansas City, hello. Hello.
Yes. Thanks.
This is Count Olaf. Oh,
All right. You ready to get into the serious show?
Wait a minute. Were we supposed to do that today?
Yeah. We got to talk about events.
Oh,
Events.
Oh, then after that we can just let Will go, right?
Yeah,
we
well,
can go home.
well, no. Will's already online. All right, Will, go.
Good to what?
Tell everybody what's going on this weekend.
Oh, where I'm going?
Yeah,
I'd say, well,
lay it out.
How
Come
about
on.
this? No. How about this? First, let's talk about a couple of future ones,
All right, you want to do
and
that?
then we'll go to some current ones with
All right.
Will. How about that?
Let's
Can we
do
do
that.
that? And then we're going to
Yep.
talk more about Will, about his, willness, if he's willing to talk about it.
My wellness.
So, it's wellness. I love
Will, we want more.
More of what?
Moore.
it. All right, let's go. Let's go through the events.
No, right, we'll get into that.
What's
okay.
coming up?
Actually, I think there's one on here that that you
It's a
need
big
to talk
one.
about. It is.
It is a big one.
That's what she said.
I-70 Speedway,
I-70 Speedway. Tell us about I-70
September
Speedway.
9th. We've already connected with them. It's going to be an amazing show. So I-70 Speedway,
I-70 Speedway.
when you were going between Independence to Columbia, you'll see it, right?
Well, you might as well just say
You
when you're
said the Sasquatch.
between Denver and Indianapolis, Indiana, you'll see it. It's right there in the middle.
That's not what it was. I gave you directions between Independence and Columbia.
Where's that? Okay, I-70 Speedway's out by what? Oak Grove? Pass? Or is
Warrenton?
it past Oak Grove?
Past Oak
Warren-
Grove.
It's just past Oak Grove.
Warrenton, right?
It's just past Oak Grove, like a good couple miles.
Okay,
Ish,
right
right?
there. Yeah.
Google it, people.
There you go.
That's the number one search engine. And then later on, when we do the show, you can Google on YouTube because we'll have a video.
Yeah.
But that's
And it's
not
gonna be
that's not
great.
until when?
September 9th.
September 9th.
Yep.
All right. I'll tell
So
you
we're
what.
going to do that.
I'll talk about the next future one.
This weekend, we're at the Legion Hall.
No.
On,
We got to talk about one more.
oh, what?
I don't know. Is there another one?
The Auto Beauties.
Okay. Another small future one. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this next week as well because it's coming up. But July 30th is the last Sunday of the month.
Yep.
The Auto Beauty Center. This is their third annual show with that.
Casey Showdown.
Casey Showdown's helping to put this on. The very first one, good show. The second one, a phenomenal
yeah,
show. It was
Yeah.
a good turnout. It's a good place. It's a good location. And we're expecting it to be equally
Yep.
awesome or better this year. That's going to be another good one. Did you make it to that one last year, Will?
No, I did
The Auto
not.
Beauty Center?
No.
No?
It's on a Sunday. I don't know if anything is going on the 30th, but it should be good.
I'll check my schedule and see what's going on.
Yeah, be good.
I know a couple people that'll
Anyway,
be there.
great show.
Either way, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But this weekend, please tell me. Chris, what do you got?
Saturday, we're at
Saturday.
the Legion Hall on 7 Highway
Okay.
in Blue Springs.
Blue Springs.
Yep.
All right.
$4.99.
When's
Right?
that going from?
Yeah.
About.
I think it's like 10 o'clock till like 5 all day.
I think that's about. I think that's
Vendors, food trucks. I mean, give back to the Legion. So
right. How big a show do you think this is going to be?
you know, it's a smaller lot, so it's probably 100 cars tops. But they're giving awards and everything, so we'll be there.
It sounds like it'll be a good show.
It will be. Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't need to be a huge
But
show
I gotta
to be
tell
a
you,
great show.
and then what happens after that is right across the street. They do it in the big parking lot right over there. So should be good. Back to back.
What do they do? Another show?
Yeah.
So
Not the Legion, but there's another show.
Okay.
7 Highway show every
So
Saturday.
you've
night.
got a Legion show, and then across the street, another show.
Yep.
Bam!
Yep.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Well, it is. But you're going to be out at you.
So that's right. So this is the advantage of having two of us because we can be in two places at the same time.
we need 4 of us.
See, that's
Will,
my movie theater.
Will, can you get
That's-
the golf cart out?
That's
Come
my
on.
movie theater trailer voice.
That's
Once
right.
there was 2 men. One
And
went
now
to
we
one
need
show, one went to the other. Unnaturally aspirated show happening
Yep.
at the Lee Summit Airport.
Yeah.
Of all places.
That will be cool.
Have you ever been to a car show at an airport?
I've been to the UA groups meeting
Yeah.
and events, and they were hands down great organization. I can't tell you what this could be because I've never been there, but I'm telling you it's worth
either.
going to.
I don't know. This is going to be something different. So
Yeah.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple different types of live streams this weekend, right?
Yep.
You're going to stream.
You'll stream
You're going
live.
to stream where? To Facebook?
Yep.
All right. So make sure you're following Craving Cars on
Facebook.
and Instagram because you might as well. If you're on one, you might as well. Be
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
other. But it's streaming to Facebook. I'll try to stream it directly to YouTube for the Unnaturally Aspirated show. And we can hopefully double team that up. Have so much content for this weekend that
Yeah.
I'm not even sure you're
Yeah.
gonna be able to shake a stick at
Yeah.
it.
A lot.
As long as you don't pick up a stick, because
There
you
you
can
go.
shake a stick at anything you want. Actually,
There you go.
It's up to you. And then I do actually believe that there's other things going on this weekend, and I believe we brought a
There's a lot.
We brought a gentleman here today
You think?
to help cover some of the other
Really?
things this weekend.
Really?
Bring him in, Jose. Come on.
This guy? I mean, oh my God.
Oh, well, we got Will. Will, do you
there
know
you
what's
go.
going on this weekend?
Yeah.
There's a
Well,
lot
what do
going
you
on this
have
weekend.
going on?
Well, I'm going to be at the Agriculture Hall of Fame in Bonner Springs, Kansas for their 50th annual Show and Shine. And I don't-
50th. That's a long time for a show. It's been going on for 50 years
50 years
in Bonner Springs.
in Bonner Springs, Kansas.
So we're at, is it kind of like the downtown or we're in Bonner Springs, do you know?
It's out by the Agriculture Hall of Fame. They have like a little lake per se in the back, and they actually have like an old town, Renaissance town kind of thing. And
Oh,
they have
okay.
a car show out there.
Okay. That sounds
Ah.
awesome. Does it sound awesome to you? Uh-oh.
Renaissance?
Uh-oh.
Hell yeah, I'll dress up.
Uh-oh. I'm
Well,
bringing
they
up.
don't dress up. I'm just saying,
Oh,
but there's.
I'm
that
bringing
stuff
out-
there.
Oh, I was ready to go
Oh.
Knights of Armor and do all that stuff.
I'll say, I almost brought out my movie trailer voice again. Sorry.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Uh-oh.
I read about a lot of car shows and put them on my YouTube channel, and I always thought a car show was a place you went that they were going to give trophies. Your car was going to be judged. A show and shine was just that. You showed your car, it shined. It was more like a cruise in. But here lately, I see a lot of people calling what I would call a car show a show and shine. If I missed something, or just people,
I think I follow you. A car show would be something that's like usually it's a registered fee because you're being judged to hopefully win an award.
that's how I see
Okay.
it. Yeah,
A show and shine is like a car show without the awards.
exactly.
Unless they want to give a couple honorary things away, I can get that, but there's typically not a cost to it. And then you just have your car meets where people
Yeah.
just randomly meet up somewhere and
Yeah.
they just hang out and shoot the shit basically.
But you're right. A lot of people are starting to do the show and shine.
And then they have categories and trophies and
Yeah,
and
but
registration
it's
fees
not a
and-
car show
So they're-
because
so
they
they're-
don't want to.
Yeah. So
Either they don't have the insurance to back it up, or they just don't want to be that official. That's how I see it. A
Okay.
show and shine is you come out,
Right.
park your car, let's hang out, talk, that kind of thing. Car shows, there's awards.
That's how I've always thought it.
That's okay.
There seems to be a cross.
So we seem to be at a pretty good agreement there.
There you go.
That's how they go.
If we can just get
There
the
you
show
go.
promoters to say the same thing.
Yeah.
What about this though? What if we make Craving Cars Choice Awards that we just randomly hand out to whatever car show, car meet, or show and shine that we happen to be going to and do our broadcasts? How would people feel about that, you think, if we had Craving Cars Choice Awards that we just gave away? Because
Why wouldn't we just do a car show?
Because something stood out. Well, we are. I mean, oops. Did I say that out loud?
Probably.
Can we edit that out?
No.
I want details.
Because we're live.
Will wants details.
But no, I agree. I mean, what
Once in a village. Well, no, I'm just kidding.
what he's saying is everybody just shows up and all of a sudden maybe they might give awards, maybe they don't. Could be a show, shine, or judge competition. So
Yeah.
Things
Yeah.
that make you go,
I haven't heard that one in a long time. Wow.
that's a good one.
I can't even call that old school for us.
It's
I like that.
pretty old school.
That sounds good. Most of these people are going, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about now. Okay. How about
But
this?
you know what? I had a long conversation with Corey earlier, and I want to know,
I know. It was
where did
miserable.
you get into the car scene? What was your background behind just doing what you're doing?
Besides having your
my grandfather
ridiculously
was
fast
a
cars.
jack of all trades. I grew up in a small town, less than 2,500 people. I had 35 people in my graduating class in high school, right?
Why so
But
large?
he had a junkyard. So that's was my introduction to cars, junkyards and that type of thing. So my first car was a 1964 and a half Mustang that was parked out under a pecan tree. The car was white, but it was black because of all the pecan tree stuff on it. It had a straight six on it. And he goes, fix it up. So he gave me access to the junkyard. And of course, the first thing I did was V8 swap it
Car.
and then
Go
commence-
find the biggest motor you get.
and commenced to ripping spider gears out of the rear end. So that had to be upgraded. So it was a never-ending thing of upgrade. But that's what got me introduced to cars.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was wondering where your whole background came from when you got interested in doing what you're doing today. So, what moved you into doing the YouTube kind of platform?
Getting out of the car show routine, getting rid of the car shows, and sitting around the house and going, "What am I going to do? I still want to be around cars."
When that happened?
July 2019 is when I did my first YouTube
Really?
videos down at the Great Car Show.
Is it because you were bored?
No, it's because I was naive.
It was because it was a great car show.
Yeah, and I thought nobody was out filming car shows.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't do a simple YouTube search for car
How'd you
shows.
figure that out? How'd you figure out that nobody else was doing it?
didn't know about this guy over here.
That's right. Yeah, you did.
Because I was at that show. I made a video of that show.
I think it was 12 parts. I think 2 minutes per part or something. It's crazy. But that's how.
That's where you got it in.
Yeah.
And then you built out your garage, which is a great studio space.
Yeah, it's I like it. It's pretty
Yeah?
cool.
Hey, that's what I used to have until I didn't have a garage anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
So
I love my neon light. That thing was really expensive.
it's
though.
very cool. And you know
But
what's,
it does look good.
you know what's crazy
Yeah.
is my daughter got me an awesome Christmas gift.
What you get?
And I showed it to. I did do a where did I put that at? Unless it was just an Instagram post. I think I did a video on it where I was upgrading people when we moved, and we were in a place we were only going to be there for like a year anyways. And I was like, cool. I got a new little studio, and I've got a Craving Cars sign that goes out in the back, and it's actually an LED. It looks kind of like a neon, but it's an LED. And I cannot believe my youngest daughter, went and got that made for me. Cool. And I got it for like Christmas or something, whatever that year. And I was like, "You're crap," because I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna shoot any studio stuff this year." Because I didn't have a good place to really shoot. And then she gave me that. I'm like, "Well, now I have to." The problem is it flickers. Some LEDs aren't video safe, and they flicker.
I think
You don't see that with your naked eye, but a video picks it up and you get this little like wave through it.
Yeah.
And it flickers a little bit. But I love the heck out of the sign, so I have as much as I can. It just is never on video because of that. So it's an awesome sign.
Yeah.
I think I use it as the thumbnail. So you're just gonna have to go back to Craving Cars on YouTube, and you'll know what video I'm talking about.
Look for the thumbnail.
There you go.
The thumbnail
So
for the
right
Craving
now-
Cars emblem.
How many followers you have today?
2,482.
How do you look to grow that?
That's a give or take number.
You know, it's an honest answer. I mean, it's what do you think it takes to grow that number? Because we look at it the same way.
I think if I looked at the analytics of my YouTube channel, the average age of my greatest following, which is like 60%, is 55 and over. So they're my age and over. I think people have a problem hitting that subscribe button because it says subscribe. Because people of my age and older, we look at subscriptions to newspapers or magazine articles, or
They probably don't know what you're talking about when it goes to subscribe.
Or they think they're locked in.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, but it's completely and totally free. It doesn't cost anything.
Sure.
YouTube pays based upon the watch time, which we were talking about watch time a while ago. YouTube likes it when you watch a video from start to finish. They also like it when you watch the commercials from start to finish. But everybody skips through the commercials. That's completely normal. But I think what happens on my channel is everybody watches the video once, and then they find their car, and then they share it out where their car is in that 30-second video.
Yep.
They go to work on Monday, they show that 30-second video, and that's what actually kills the overall watch time of the video. Now, it's up to the audience to watch the video however they want to watch it, to be truthful.
Yep.
But
Sure.
I think that's where our watch times get smashed.
So, in other words, what you would be saying is if there was any advice to give to any of the viewers out there of your channel or mine, is to get to a comfortable spot when you're ready to watch the video and play the whole thing through.
Yeah.
If you can't watch it all, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
At another time, you can go back and hit that video again and play it all the way through.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Also, people underestimate the like button or even the dislike button.
Either one
and the
is
comment button.
more than enough. Yeah.
Because the YouTube algorithm is just
yep.
looking for input. They're looking for what's the word I'm looking for?
They're looking for input. There you go. So, but they're looking for people that are actually interacting with the video.
That's the word.
Yep.
Interacting with the video.
Yep.
That's what YouTube's looking for.
So as of right now, all of you viewers right now would be greatly appreciated if you smash that like button.
Yeah, or the dislike button.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I'll hear people go, hit the like button once you like it. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button twice. Because basically that just turns it off. But
Yeah.
if you truly didn't like the video,
Leave a
that's
comment.
fine. If you don't want to see this,
Yeah, leave a thumbs down
if you
and
hit the
make a comment.
If you hit the dislike, let us know why. But also, what if this just is not for you? Basically, that still tells YouTube to not recommend this video next time, basically, is what it's doing.
Yeah.
But if it's because we did something wrong or said something wrong, let us know in the comments. I mean, you can let us know in the chat now, but I actually would prefer if there was an issue with anything, leave it in the comments after the video has been posted out.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism is a great thing.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I mean, positive,
If
negative.
if it's done the right way,
Yeah.
it's not negative.
Yep.
And if you just said, you guys suck,
Yeah.
and then we're going to be like, well, oh well.
I mean, there are things that when I shoot, I'm constrained to what I do because I can't really vlog at a car show because of the car show music, because then you'll get a copyright strike.
There is that. That's why there are many shows I went to. It was like, I want to talk to people. I'm going to interview some people this way, and then I couldn't.
And
because,
you tell
because,
Chris,
because the
turn
reason
the
you
music
just said
down.
it there, and then I had to know some of the people that are like doing DJ stuff at these shows. That guy.
That's right.
And then I had to be like, look, dude, seriously, I'm trying to talk to this guy.
I gotta talk. Let me
Could you turn that down just a bit? Could you do me a favor?
Can we not get a negative hit?
Could you turn that
Yeah, I
music
agree.
down
I
just
agree.
a smidgen?
I agree.
Even the stereo wars at car shows as well.
I
Yeah.
actually I had a video, or probably way more than one, but I know one for sure, that I was interviewing, and this was a famous guy that was at a Import Face-Off show, and interviewing them, and I got banned in a handful of countries because of a song that was playing in the background. It was a Marvin Gaye song. I wasn't playing it. I didn't put it in the video. Somebody happened to, for some reason, out of their car, was playing a Marvin Gaye song. And I don't know why. I don't really care, but because of that, it got banned. Thank God it wasn't banned in the U.S., but like in Canada, a couple places in Europe, and it was just like, I hope we don't get a lot of views from those places.
They heard enough of it to ban it, but not enough to put a copyright claim.
That's right.
strike
That's
on
great.
it?
Yeah.
Yep. So they just, instead of doing the copyright claim, they just banned it altogether.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if I would have done that to Facebook, they would have cut the audio out completely. At least they kept playing it, so you can still go back and watch it.
But that's another thing that we all have to look at when we produce content, right? I mean, it's a thing. Same thing I did with wedding videos, that kind of thing, when I was doing it really as an income. What's the songs? Where can we share it? That kind of a thing. So.
Right, because you're giving something to somebody else, and they want to be able to show it to all the
they
social
wanna
media platforms.
Exactly.
Hey, look what this
and
guy
now you
did.
get hit. And
I mean, he did an okay video.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's okay. I'm kidding. He did a fantastic job.
But honestly, that's why when you deal with people like us, right, we understand those things and we can kind of control them to the best of our ability. So it's not like your friend walking around with an iPhone.
Oh, I do have to answer questions. Yes, of course, I definitely know Mark Catfish Groves. And no, I was not a part of the Road Muscle Radio. I was a part of the Driven Radio show, which also had Mark Groves on it and Brett Hatfield. Sorry, someone answered that. I meant to answer that question earlier on, and then they brought it on. They're both fantastic guys, and as a matter of fact, we would love to have them on the show sometime. I've already reached out to them. I've reached out to them once, and as soon as they become available, we'll have them on the show. Brett and Mark are awesome guys. Actually, originally they were even going to come out to the Great Car Show with us, but because of weather, they canceled.
Well,
and because of weather,
because Will showed up, and all of a sudden he brought all the rain.
We don't really have anything. So
We had nothing.
if you're worried about some Great Car Show content, it's already out there. We went live. And it did not work out very well.
Yeah, we did the best we could. Even Will was like, "This umbrella is not holding up."
If you want, I can post the 3 minutes of B-roll
right.
I had before it started raining.
That's right.
Should I put that out anyways?
So, what'd you get out of the show? How'd you like the Great Car Show?
I loved it. When we got there were cars everywhere. I was actually shocked that many cars came out with the weather that was predicted to happen.
I think there was more cars that originally were there than last year.
I think there was, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
It was a good show.
yeah.
And you know why I feel like some of the reasoning for that is because of people like you and I.
Yeah.
We are
Give
broadcasting.
me way too much credit.
We are promoting and we're showing people to these shows because you went to it last year,
Yeah.
didn't you? And you walked it and you showed all the cars. There were some really good cars there.
Yeah.
Yes, there were.
Yeah.
And that's
Some
the
good
only,
clubs.
That's the one thing that really makes it a shame that we don't really have a video to produce showing that this year.
Yeah.
Because of the rain out.
Last year's show was the first time I'd actually seen a Kaiser in person.
Oh.
You know what the funny thing is? That's the second time of the same year that I saw a Kaiser.
Oh, really?
Yes, right.
Those are unique
So I saw
cars.
it, and I used it as my thumbnail just to go to another show to see another one. I'm like, I know what that is. And so I had to talk all about it in the video. And that was the Concours de Elegance show we did in Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay.
And they had one there. I'm like, of course they have one here. It's a Concours show.
Wait, give me your British impression of that.
You want my British impression
Of the concourse.
of a Concours de Elegance? Is that more of a French thing?
I don't know.
I don't have a French
I thought
accent.
it was a California thing, but
Oh, you want to hear my
not.
California
It's-
accent?
No.
Concours de Elegance. That's
No.
how they sound in California, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's still in the same country. Sorry, it's like California accent would be like Concours de Elegance, right?
No.
Because they're all valley.
Anyway, Will.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll edit that out.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God we're live.
Oh, we are. I thought we weren't doing that this year.
No, we're good.
I mean today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we got a big weekend, right? I guess we're all going in our different directions. So should be a lot of good content.
Lots of good content.
What else we got going on? I know there are more shows that we're not all going to because there's only so many places some person can go in a day. But you were talking about a few other shows. Shall we tell the audience a little bit about some other shows, just in case that's a little bit more convenient for them to visit? Because once again, it's all about promoting and getting the community out there. So,
And
what other shows we got besides we have the Legion show in Blue Springs?
Yep.
We got
Saturday.
We got the UA show
UA
in
show.
Lee Summit down in Lee Summit Airport.
And
You've got your
Will's
Bonner
going
Springs
to
show.
Bonner Springs.
What else we got going on?
There's a show going up in Atchison, Kansas. The White Walls and Wings. It's a Amelia Earhart Festival. Let's see, Belton, Missouri. Of course, their Saturday night cruise. Let's see what's close. Overland Park. There's a car show at Antioch Church. Savannah, Missouri. There's a car and bike show. Smithville. There's a Dude's Day car cruise at Pax Hardware. St. Joseph, Missouri. There's a That 70s car show at Lake Contrary.
That 70s car show.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Yeah.
guess. It's
Yeah.
cars from.
I don't have that.
It's cars from the
So-
80s. Early 80s. Oh no, I meant 70s.
Like, Michael?
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry,
can go
Will.
off on it, Will. I run
I'm
into this all the time with him.
I'm sorry.
It's like he's a deer in headlights.
Will's like, this guy's not being serious, right? No, I am not being serious. That's interesting. So just a 70s car show.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then Saturday night, of course, you've got
Nolan Road.
Nolan Road, Blue Springs,
Yep.
Dollar Tree.
Now you know what? Behind the so 7 Highway, right? And Nolan Road kind of go on at the same time. Which one do you like?
I have not been to the one at the Dollar Tree yet, just Nolan Road. The Saturday nights, Fridays and Saturday nights are hard because I'm
Yeah.
trying to pump out those videos, edit
Yeah.
them and get them out.
Yeah.
But I haven't been to that one. I also want to go to the one at Merchant Square. Those guys reached out to me by email. They happen on a Friday, and Friday shows are really difficult for me to get to because I got to work
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and then get off work
Yeah.
and try to get out there as well.
Yeah.
But Saturday night, there's also in Weston, Missouri, the Moonshiners. Moonshiners car.
The
Club.
Moons. Oh wow, I haven't been in one of them since before COVID. So I did a show with them in 18 and 19, and the first time I went there, that's a good show because what it gives you. I know it's not that far out of Kansas City, but it's still a small town,
Small town
little
atmosphere.
area. It gives you that little bit of a different kind of atmosphere. And the Moonshiners guys, they got some really nice cars.
Really nice cars.
They really
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And the first time I went
Something
there,
you don't normally see at every show.
the first time I
Right.
went there, if no one realized or not, I shot that whole show on a cell phone.
Really?
Now, the first show I went at the Moonshiners back in 18, I just shot it on a cell phone
Oh, wow.
because I didn't have my camera gear with me. And I was like, we were just cruising around with some friends. We kind of went about a little bit, and then we showed up there and was like, oh my, this is not what I expected. And I'm just lucky I had a phone, or my phone. I always have my phone, right? And I had a little holder where it held it in, and I was able to put a microphone on it. And I had a little Rode Video Micro that happened to be in my car.
Okay.
And I had, and back then, phones had actual mic, like a headphone input. So I was able to actually just plug it into my phone, and so I could use it. But I shot that whole show with that, and then the next year I was like, I got to come back to this next year with a proper camera. And then I went back to. I felt like I did a better job the next time. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But sometimes it's those little pop-up things where you just throw something together. Sometimes it can end up being, unplanned could be the best. You never know.
Some of the small town car shows I go to, I'm actually shocked when I get there. Like Bramer, Missouri, we were talking about this earlier. The population is less than 900 people. They draw 125 cars. Have you guys ever been to Oric, Missouri for their
yeah.
show over
Yep.
Halloween?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, place is packed with cars.
Yeah. Yeah. And different cars that you would normally see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but the shows we always attend, different cars.
Yep. Well, you got to think you have like Lexington, not a very big town there either.
Yeah.
And they had their little city fair that they would have. There would be a car show there, and it would be hundreds of cars at this tiny little town of a few hundred people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, or maybe it's a couple thousand. Whatever it was still a lot of cars for such a small town, and it was a cool little thing that they did with that. So, you know what, Weston. So, how about this? Maybe we need to go out and do a live broadcast at Weston next year. And the reason I say that, because we're not going to make it this weekend. We got too many other things going on.
We're already spread out between the three of us.
Right. And the reason I say that is because as far as having a small town little show, that's one of the closest places we can go to have a small town show.
Yeah.
But they just have a lot of cool things going on in that town. If you're just wanting to hang out,
Oh, yeah.
you don't even have to be a car person. And there's so many little cool little shops and places. They got a bar that's underground in a cave. And you got to walk in through a cave down in the ground for a while. And you get down there and you're like, well, this is different. But they have it.
Yeah, it's super cool.
You never know what you're going to find in a small town.
Yep.
No.
Small little things, I guess. It's the small things in life.
That's right.
I don't know. But what else? Is that it? That shows is going on this week? That's actually quite a bit of stuff that's going on this weekend.
And that's just lovely. I mean, I did a whole video on my YouTube channel about all the car shows that's going on.
And
this
where do
weekend.
people have to go to see this video of all these shows from your YouTube channel?
Wheels.
Wheels, everybody.
Wheels on YouTube.
YouTube. So if you
That's right.
search
Because
Wheels,
you're not big on Facebook. I mean, you do Facebook. Excuse me, but not big on Facebook.
I'll tell you a secret. I hate Facebook. The only reason I'm on Facebook is to drive people to my YouTube channel.
There you go. There you go.
there are two things that happen on Facebook for me. I do actually have a personal page and a Craving Cars page. We all know why the Craving Cars page was created, because of
That's
Craving Cars.
That's right.
If it wasn't for Craving Cars, that wouldn't be there. The personal one didn't even get created by me. My wife made it. So I wouldn't even be on Facebook if it wasn't for my wife.
Right. That's all right.
If it wasn't for my wife and Craving Cars, I wouldn't even be on Facebook.
Yeah. I agree.
I think it's a great place.
It's a good hub
for
to
businesses,
push them to somewhere else.
Yeah, for business, promoting all that stuff. I just
Yeah.
don't do a lot of personal stuff on it. A lot of these other social media platforms are, I guess they're good. I mean, Instagram, good for just posting pictures, I guess.
all their hits or misses, but
Yeah, I'm not really into things like TikTok or Twitter, but
yeah.
I do the reels on Instagram when I'm at a car show, just to kind of show what's there. And
I don't even do that. Don't know why we're so far behind everybody else.
We're not.
We don't do reels on Instagram. How about
Okay,
this?
We're not that far behind.
Are you doing YouTube Shorts? Seems to be a big thing YouTube's pushing nowadays.
Yep.
I tried some YouTube shorts, and I don't know if I'm doing some. I'll ask you a question. I'm trying to edit old video, squeezing the frame so it
wait,
looks like
wait,
a short video.
wait. Got to see what.
Man, see, more about Will. Bam.
I mean, they're
The
all
people
over
show
it.
up.
They're all lining up. We can't keep them out. Anyway.
Good thing there's a lock on that door. That's what I got to say about that.
Right.
Good thing I'm packing.
We're gonna spend 2 hours just signing autographs.
Guns.
So
Gun. Okay, sorry.
there you go.
But so yeah.
So I'm not
YouTube
actually
Shorts.
I'm not actually shooting the video in the vertical format. So I don't know if that's hurting it.
It-
and YouTube's not recognizing it as a vertical video for shorts.
I don't know that they're not recognizing it, but they're not probably promoting those that much. So they see it, and sure, it's still short. A short's a short, right? But if it's not in the typical vertical format, they're probably not pushing it.
I need to take more time when I'm at a car show to try to do some vertical format stuff then, because I, again, don't like shorts. I think it's a waste of time for me to click on a video that is less than 60 seconds, and I got to watch a 15-minute ad to get to what I want to see. But I also understand that it's a necessary evil, because if YouTube will send that out there, I get exposure to more people.
So the biggest thing you can do with shorts right now is to help increase the subscriber count.
Mhm.
Because right now it's proven to increase subscriber count better than not using it.
Right.
But if it's all about the monetization and make it any kind of money off of YouTube, in reality you will make less with shorts, because you literally get paid pennies on the other dollars you would make with the regular videos. I mean, there technically is a monetization for the YouTube Shorts, but it's so stupid
small.
little that it's almost not even worth being monetized for. Why they even bothered even doing it? But hey, whatever.
Yeah.
If it helps draw people, because that's what they're pushing out the most. Well, it's weird. Chris, you and we did some YouTube Shorts.
No.
We try to do them on videos, but we got one. It might show 100 people. They're like, well, that's not really not. The next thing you know, we go to one place, we do it, and it's like a couple thousand people all of a sudden. We're like, I don't know what's pushing this, but
Good.
that's good. But next thing you know, we'll be like, hey, we just gained 5 subscribers that day
Right.
because of that one short. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I'm not doing them enough. and I'm shooting them straight up from the phone directly to make sure it has that vertical format, and we're trying to help promote that way too.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good way for that.
We did see increase for sure.
Yeah, when we did
the
them. and then we kind of like let off for a little bit, and then you notice you weren't increasing as much. So it's kind of strange how that works.
Which is funny because you could make a half-hour video, right? Content, whatever, and then it gets 10 times less than a short.
Yeah, it's a little discouraging sometimes.
Yeah. It's
But-
like I put all this time in to build the video, do all
Yeah.
of that, and then
So if I were saying anything at all, you know, I'm not saying that I'm the one necessarily suggesting any kind of I don't know, advice. But if you're going to do a YouTube short, just make them fresh at this point. Don't
Yeah.
don't worry about going back to any old stuff.
I took a Lamborghini Murcielago gated manual car, and I thought that thing would go crazy. I hardly got any views on it. I put a Lamborghini SVJ out there, hardly any views on it. So I knew right then something was wrong, because if kids aren't wanting to see those two cars specifically, then I'm doing something wrong.
I can't. I don't understand it. So here's what's weird. I don't do enough of these because I enjoy doing them. And this is, matter of fact, if any of you guys want to see more of these, I can do a lot more of these. I just haven't, because they don't necessarily draw a lot of things. But I used to do a lot more of them in the past. But I did what I called my first impression videos. I would go out, instead of doing a full review of a car, I would just go out to that car and literally do a 3 to 5 minute video, first impression. And usually it's me walking around, kind of seeing a couple things. I either drive the car or go for a ride in the car, one or the other. And that's it. Done. I throw it out there. I did one on my Porsche Cayman S. So 2008 Porsche Cayman S. That thing's got almost 30,000 views on it.
Wow.
And in the YouTube world of bigger channels, that's still nothing. But when I go put a first impression on a 911 Turbo, thinking, oh, this is going to blow the other one away, and I get 80 views on it?
Yeah.
I'm very confused by what's going on with the world.
YouTube is very
I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe it was the fact because I wasn't doing a first impression on the right video, on the right car. Maybe they want to see more Porsches. So I did a Porsche 911 Turbo. That's get a lot much better than a 911 Turbo, unless maybe I did a GT3 or something. Depends what you're into. But the fact that my Cayman, like, it's still, and I made that video over 2 years ago, and it still gets a lot of views every month.
cool.
The 911 Turbo gets none. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's hard
But
to be. Is it about the content, or is it about the subject, or
It's hard to say, because I went back and was like, you know what? I just did a much better job probably with it's just a better video. I look back, I'm like, not really. My first impressions are meant to be very simple, very like quick edited type of videos.
Yeah.
So there's not there's not like there's a lot of art to it and editing done to it. And so they're kind of on the same thing, but for some reason that thing just went through the roof, and the other one just sits there and
It'll make you scratch
doesn't
your
do
head.
anything. It's very confusing. I don't know what YouTube, what are you doing to us right now? Seriously.
If I followed my YouTube algorithm and I was in it to make money, I wouldn't be shooting car shows. I'd be doing detailing videos and comparison
I was
videos.
about to say,
yeah.
You'd be
Yeah.
doing life videos. I think those
Yeah.
do better. You'd be talking about life. I don't know. What is good? Oh, I think the most subscribed or YouTube videos that are out there aren't even anything remotely close to automotive stuff. It's just like daily vlog things and and weird stuff. Like Mr. Beast or whatever.
I don't even watch that type of YouTube. All the YouTube
I don't either.
watch is
All I
automotive-
know is
automotive or tech related.
I know of it because of my youngest daughter,
Exactly.
and apparently there's like
Yeah.
dozens of millions of subscribers to that channel, and I'm like, okay,
Was it
sounds great.
who is it, PewDiePie, that they were trying to get to almost 1 billion subscribers or something at one time?
That I know the name, but never watched a single
Never-
video of
me
it.
either.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah, I don't know anything
Nope.
about it.
No, but
That's okay.
That's
We're not
what
in that.
drives
We're not in that
numbers,
field.
so.
We're not in that field. It's funny.
Stupid shit.
It's
It's
a very
funny.
niche market.
It's funny
Yeah,
when you
very
go
niche.
when you go to a big automotive channel, like, oh my god, they got like 2 million subscribers. Holy crap! And then you go to the other ones, and they've got 30 or 40 million. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You see how niche this really is.
You know
don't
what?
ya?
I always look at it this way. I never want to track what we do based on numbers. I'd rather track what we do based on content, delivering a great message, whatever.
Yep.
Followers are followers. I'd rather just stick to what we want to do, and that's what's important. That's how I look at it. Numbers are great. I don't rely on it from an income perspective.
No,
I'd rather get the right content out there and do it that way.
the three of us aren't here because this is our primary job.
No.
No.
We
No.
have we have day jobs.
Yep. Yep. It's not
The
even
day jobs help support our
Yeah.
hobbies, which is
Yeah.
what we're doing right now.
I did
Yeah.
my taxes last year for the first time for YouTube.
Yeah.
I
Well,
found out I
I
drove,
don't want to get you into numbers, but was it a pain in the ass?
well, I drove 5,000 miles. I spent $4,000 doing this last year. I made $300 from YouTube. So no,
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
to have a day job.
So you do it for another reason.
I do it for
You do it the way
You
we
know
do
what?
it.
I'm not going to tell you how many miles I drove in 19.
Yeah.
One of my more busier years.
Yeah.
Or 2020 was actually pretty busy.
The
I know COVID
idea
happened,
is that we're not doing it. I can speak for me. I'm not doing it, and I know you're not, and I'm sure you're not. You're not doing it for the money. You're doing it to expand the knowledge around the Kansas City car community and represent.
I started
what's-
this-
What honestly is what it's about.
you know what's crazy? I started this for pretty much, besides the fact of, yes, I like cars, and that is kind of a passion too, but really started doing videos pretty much for almost the same reason that gentleman over there, Wheels, does it for, because you wanted to show people something that they weren't able to see.
That's right.
I was working a job before where I had to work all weekends, and I wanted to see what was out there. And I would miss shows after shows, and I'd hear about them like, oh, man. I'd look it up and like, I can't even see it.
Right.
There's nothing on it.
Yeah.
So I went in there and started Craving Cars for the fact of, because I wanted to bring awareness to a lot of the shows out there, to a lot of the events out there, to just car stuff in general. And now, granted, I wanted to get into other car stuff, or maybe if it was a car review or individual people's collections and all that kind of stuff. But in reality, I went out there to show people, look how cool this is. If you like what you're seeing in this video, you need to make sure you make it out to the next show.
Yeah.
Will, basically, am I mistaken that you basically started for that reason alone?
yes.
Yeah, there it
And,
is. And at the time when I did it too, once again, because I wasn't finding anything. You probably didn't find much when you first started, because I was still a pretty young channel. There wasn't a whole lot of followers back then. And so you probably could have went on there and be like, man, no one else is doing this. Because there may have been someone, but it was such an early channel and a low follower at the time that virtually there was no one else doing it.
Yeah.
So
Also, even you guys, Chris, you've taken your cars to car shows.
Yep.
There's a lot of times when you're there and you're answering all the questions from the public about your car that you don't even get to see the show you're at. The same
Half the
and-
car shows I've always attended, very rarely do I even leave where I'm at. I mean, I'm not walking around, even enjoying the show. I'm busy educating or figuring out what the best way to promote the next show, whatever.
And the show promoters like us there as well.
Yeah.
I think
Gives them
that's funny
exposure.
you mentioned that, because that's probably the main reason when I would go to a show. I don't care if I had a car that was worthy for the car show or to enter the show or
Yep.
thinking an award. I didn't enter it because of that reason alone. I didn't want to have to sit by my car the whole time when I wanted to go out and show everybody else the cars that showed up.
Right.
And then I would show my car less than I did everybody else's. So I virtually and I have gotten a little bit of crap about it. Like, why don't you just enter your car? I'm like, well, now I feel obligated. I got to stay by my car.
Right.
And I have entered a few little things
Yep.
here and there, in the past. But it's just like I don't do it. I just want to be able to park somewhere and get to my camera equipment,
Yeah.
so I can film your event. That's basically what it was. So I can show people what they're missing out on, or have people a little recap so people can go back and see the show that they were actually
Yeah,
at.
exactly.
Yep.
So that's the two main reasons: people who didn't make it, and people who just want to show people that
Yeah.
where they were at.
Because honestly, when you show up at car shows, your car's never really seen. It's towing something or whatever, but you have the Alfa Romeo,
Yeah.
right? And
Stelvio.
nobody sees it, right? Same thing with mine. I'm probably
seen it.
it's. I mean,
seen it.
I park it, but same
seen
thing
it.
with you. But I mean, it's
He gave me the keys one time, and I went and drag raced it. And I said that out loud, didn't I?
You're in Mexico. It's okay.
that's all right. Yeah, you're in Mexico,
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Guadalajara.
I will,
Three
say,
honks away.
I will say this.
That's right.
We went out, Will and I worked together on a charity event a few years back.
Oh my gosh.
And I got to see what that car can really do. It was fun.
Yeah,
We had to
You
stay.
like it?
We had to stay with some exotics, and he did all right.
Yeah, well, there
He
you
did
go.
all right.
There you
We,
go.
we got some footage. It was
But
a good,
you
it was a
never
good show.
see it,
It was
right?
a charity event, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was a fun event. And we should do more collabs like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think more people in this genre should do more collabs like that. I've had people turn me down because I don't know if
Yeah.
they thought I was once again, that competition thing. I'm like, dude, let's just hang out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm promoting your channel.
Yeah.
You're already bigger than me. What's the big deal?
Yeah, we were going to collab down at the Great Car Show, but then
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, there
Rain
was
happened.
that. There was that. I think
What are
we
you
would've
trying
had
to steal him from me?
no.
We're all a collaboration, my
There
friend.
you go. There
We're
you
all
go.
a
There you go.
collaboration.
No, it's good. But you know what, Will? What else you got to say before we close out?
Not a whole lot. I just want to thank everybody who does subscribe and watch some of my videos. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me because I'm not into it for the money either. But I do watch that subscriber account.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart when somebody unsubscribes and I don't know why.
You know what? But
There's-
I
there's
agree.
that.
When
There's
you
that.
when you
Or
put your
disliking
heart
it all.
into something and you want to do it for free, you're not looking for money, right? And you put your heart into it, you'd like to get that yeah, I respect what you're doing kind of thing.
Now, I do
right?
get, when
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
out at car shows, people thank me constantly for being
yeah,
out there
yeah.
and doing that kind of
Yep.
stuff. But
I look at it like, okay, if there was something I was trying to get out of when I first, not when I first started doing YouTube, but after I did it for a little bit, maybe the first year, and my wife might have said, "What are you really trying to get out of this? Are you trying to make money out of this? Are you trying to?" I was like, "I don't know that I can make money out of this. It's such a niche genre.
Yeah.
I don't know that, unless you just spend that much time at it or you become that phenomenal at it. And if for some reason YouTube decides to go, we're going to support you and push your stuff out there. And the next thing you know, you'll grab subscribers left and right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
There is a channel out there. It's called Sam Space 51. Goes around and does car shows. His content is very similar to yours and I's. It's no different. He has over 100,000 subscribers. I think he just got into the game much earlier than we did.
And there's a lot of my favorite channels I watch. Now I will say this, their production quality is definitely above mine, but they started this thing 10 years before I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I started over 6 years ago myself.
Yeah.
So I mean they've had that much time to find. I've seen channels I remember watching when they might have been 20, 30,000. I'm like, wow, that's cool. And now they're finally at 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, whatever it is. And I'm going, man, I've been watching you guys this whole time going, why are you not a bigger channel right now? Because you guys are you're killing it. I was like, I kind of want to make my videos as good as yours, and I just don't have necessarily the time to do it as
Right.
good as they do it. But I mean, we're trying to expand in other different realms of that car community.
I think what we're looking to do, honestly, and I think Will's on the same page, is we're trying to expand just the knowledge and support around the Kansas City car community.
Well-
it's not about us making money off of it.
I like where you're going with that, the Kansas City car community, but it's not just the Kansas City car community.
No,
It's the
No.
car community in general.
correct.
And I've been to Texas and Arkansas and Illinois and
Yeah.
and Indiana and Denver and Minnesota and Wisconsin and Nevada and all these different places I've been to try to bring forth awareness of awesome
Yeah.
stuff with cars. I'm definitely not just doing it for the Kansas City car community. I know we're Kansas City based. I definitely want that to like definitely skyrocket. I want that to be
sure.
one of the
Yeah, yeah.
killer communities
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah.
But I think we do it for the car community, period. Because Will, you've traveled a bit too with
I
a
have.
couple of car stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just you weren't doing it because you weren't in Houston going, hey, I wanted to make a car video so Kansas City car community can grow. You just want the car community to grow,
Exactly.
period.
Yep.
I want people to know that it's more than just what you see on the news with slideshows and things of that nature.
That's
The
right.
car communities out there, most of these car shows are raising money for something.
There's a lot of charity-based stuff.
It's all charity-based.
Chris
stuff.
and I have done. Man, I don't even want. I can't.
lot.
I don't know if I can count
Yeah.
how many we've done.
Yeah.
Just charity-based type of events.
Dedicated time.
Whether it be car shows, rallies, blah blah blah. You know, there's tons of different stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I want to say with that little niche genre that we're in, one of the things that Chris and I is trying to get into a little bit more of as well is a different era of just the typical car shows and like rigs and roast that we've done and things like that. So how about this? Before we finish tonight or whatever, would you guys want to be more interested in making sure Craving Cars is showing a little bit more of that overland community or that off-road community? It's still
Diversity.
it's still automotive
Diversity.
related
Yeah.
that you just don't see a lot of in the typical
Yeah.
car show type of community thing. So
And we all go into that world because even you do it, we do it. We love our car community, but it's same show, same group, same cars, same repetitious.
we're really
How would you like to see it expand?
yeah.
outside of that,
Do you like
right?
do you like the travel aspect to see what else is going on about? Do you
Yeah,
like that off-road car community, you know, that overlanding kind of thing? Or hey, maybe you just want to see more supercars.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is. Let us know in the comments down below.
For sure. Will,
For
what else you
sure.
got to say, buddy?
Nothing. I'm good.
Tune in to your channel.
Yeah,
For sure.
Tune in to watch.
What is it? When do you actually
So,
do your show for the
Thursdays.
upcoming weeks?
Thursdays, I try to release it.
Oh,
at
now you're
6 p.m.
competing against us.
Well,
No,
I try to release it at 6
not going to
p.m.,
happen.
It's not gonna
But tonight I released it at 5 p.m.
No,
so
edit that part out, Chris. Edit that part out.
We'll
We
cut
can't.
slice it.
Wednesdays. He does it Wednesdays, everybody. No, I'm kidding.
Thursdays, 5
So
o'clock.
Thursdays you release your basically an up-to-date video, right, of the
KC
shows that are going on.
it's called the KC Area Car Shows at
KC area car shows. Okay. Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Are you doing every Thursday?
That's the plan, yes.
Okay.
I
That's fine.
try to get it close enough to the weekend, but to get the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So
Yeah,
when
yeah.
so when you're doing
Yeah.
it on that Thursday, it's just covered in that weekend, correct?
Yes.
There you go.
That weekend and the following week.
So
Yep.
if you're not sure where to go to keep up to date with the Kansas City area car show community events, Wheels, Thursday nights.
Yep.
So you're at work on Friday going, what
Fresh,
am I going
fresh
to do?
video.
What am I going to do this
What's
weekend?
going on? And
You just need to-
he pulls a lot of his data off of several groups.
Several groups.
Right,
One
yep.
of them is our
Our
one
good
of them our
friend,
BFF.
Sean, yep. Barn Find
Yes.
Fabricators or Barn Find, yeah, Fabricators.
You
There
said it
go.
right the
I know,
second time.
I did.
I do want to say something. If people want their car shows mentioned on my channel on Thursdays, the best way to do it is send it to the ACCKC Area Car Shows event page, which is hosted on the Kansas City Automotive Museum's website. There's a email address there. You send it. Anita Wheeler runs it, and she'll put the flyer and everything on there in a Word format. And that's basically where I cut, copy, and paste my stuff over
Good.
to do on Thursdays.
Yep.
Okay, and
Yes.
the name of that
It's-
that page
Hey.
is it a channel like a Facebook page? What is it? Or is it a website? What is it?
It's a link off of the Kansas City Automotive Museum.
So go to the Kansas City Automotive Museum
Yeah, you click on the
website,
menu and you'll see the ACCKC events page, and you click on that. and then it-
ACCKC events page.
Yep.
Okay,
and
There you
click
go.
on that, and all the car shows come up.
there you go. And so you get a lot of stuff off of that
Yeah.
The majority, 99% of the stuff I get is off that one.
one. Okay, all right, very cool.
That's awesome.
I don't even remember because I used to do update videos back in the day, and I don't remember where I all got them. I just Facebook somewhere. I would just tell people where I was at, and then if I heard of other shows,
Yeah,
people
I
send me
mean,
shows.
you already have a great
I would
source.
just-
Why
I would
would
just
you
tell
try to
people.
improve it?
Yeah.
To be honest, he
Yeah.
already, Will already provides it.
We
so.
we let people know we're going on with us on
That's
our
right.
Thursday night show, just like this. Flick, flick, flick. And then Will's there to tell everybody else what the heck else is going on besides our silly faces.
That's right.
How are you doing today? I think we're about ready to
You think you're ready to go?
wrap this thing up. Are we not?
You think? I think I am. Will, you good?
I'm good.
You good? All right.
I want to appreciate everybody
Thanks for having me
here
on.
today watching. I want to thank Will for showing up. I
Yep.
want to thank
And our spouses.
I want to thank
Yes.
Chris.
And
not-
you know what? I got to tell you,
Spouses.
I know.
Yes, thank the spouses.
We always go through this with our spouses.
okay.
They're the ones that help us. They're the ones that get us out to the car shows, allowed us to do what we do, talk, have this show tonight.
Mine don't actually let me do what I
Yeah.
do. I just sneak out,
I don't either.
and then I get hell from it later.
There you go.
and then she beats me.
There you go.
She's gonna be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I'm
she
listening to
in the
your show.
comments?
Stop
beat you.
lying to the
What?
public.
Will's like, what am I doing here?
We're all in the same boat.
That's
We
right.
have spouses that
That's
support
right.
us. They
All
are
right.
our number
Okay.
one
Well,
supporters.
look, we gotta. Okay, we got a lot of autographs to sign.
The line is dying down a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We'll get through them at some point tonight.
Yep,
we'll
we
get
will.
it. Just
We
tell your wife you ain't gonna be home till about 3 a.m.
Yeah, because you got to sign autographs.
Yeah, you can't go without it.
There
The
you
dog
go.
has to have an insulin shot in a little while, so.
Chris is gonna need an insulin shot in a second.
Probably. Probably. There you go.
Thank you to our wives. Thank you our sponsors. Let's show them one more time. Let's just show everybody who helps us make this show possible. If that's possible, that can be brought up.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Thank you. We are Warriors Kids and Cars. Brookside Motorsports, Mod Squad's Timely Delivery Service. Thank you all for joining in and for making this. Thank you, Will, for being our guest. Thank you, Chris, for being the other guy across the table from me.
Oh, there you go.
And thank you, myself, for doing what I do, which is not much.
You showed up.
I just showed up today.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. I appreciate everybody and everybody today.
Are you ready?
Thank you in
You
the
ready
chat.
to sign off?
Comment, like, subscribe to the channel and all this other BS. I am Corey Prats.
I'm Chris Ruck.
And to remember all you cravers out there,
Get craving.